Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to design the contact us activity. Now in the previous tutorial we have designed this card view activity or the scroll activity, and we have added the card view so as to display the images inside the gallery. So basically this was a basic gallery which was designed by us. So let's once again go through what we have done in order to design this card view before even starting the contact us activity. So in order to create the scroll view, what we have done is that we actually need to create a new activity. But even before creating a new activity, what we did is that we actually need to add in the compile dependency for the card view. So in order to add a dependency, we went to this file, then we went to the project structure. Then after opening up the project structure, we went to this thing right here which was called as app under the modules, and we went inside the dependencies to add in a dependency which was this dependency right here, which is basically a dependency in order to actually create and compile a card view. So if you don't have this dependency, you will be facing an error, and in order to avoid that, what we need to do is that we need to add in a new dependency. So in order to add a dependency, we clicked right here and we added a library dependency. We have specified the dependency over here, then we have simply selected the dependency and the dependency was automatically added. Now one more way of adding the dependency is that we go to the build.gradle file, and in it we add the compile dependency manually. But this method was the most efficient method in order to add up a dependency. Now after we have added a dependency, we actually needed a new activity so as to basically create the card view. So in order to generate a new activity, we went to the Java folder, which is nothing but this folder right here. We right clicked on it, we went to new, and inside the activity we have selected the scrolling activity so that the user is able to scroll through the entire thing so as to view the multiple cards. So once we had the scrolling activity with us, which was this thing right here, we went to the content underscore gallery.xml, and basically to this we have added the linear layout so as to add in a card view right inside it. So what we did is that we have created a linear layout which has these properties. Then in order to create a card view, we have typed in this code, and within the card view itself we again have a linear layout which is going to hold one image and one text view. Now also make sure that you could modify this according to your need. So if you want this text view appear before the image view, so you could also do that. You could also align this thing to the center. You could also put up this text right on the image. So actually it is going to work as you wish it to work. So basically you could go ahead and modify these things according to your convenience. So try out different things and experiment with this once you are done with this. So after it, what we did is that we actually copied some images into the drawable folder, and we have assigned the image to the image view. And once we had it done, we simply copied this card view and we have replicated it multiple number of times so that we could be able to represent the entire images. So once we had it, we were pretty much good to go. Then we save the code and we run our application on the emulator. And also make sure that you have these images in the PNG format, or else your application is not going to work. So that was all about the card view. And one more thing which we did is that even before running this application on the emulator, we went to the main activity, and as we wanted to navigate to the new activity, in order to do that, what we did is that we went to this navigation, and within this navigation we created a new intent so as to start the new activity, which is nothing but the gallery activity. So we created an intent over here by typing intent equals new intent this comma gallery.class. Now as you could see, the rest of the things are still empty, and now in this tutorial we are going to create the contact us activity. So basically, in order to create a new activity, which is nothing but contact us, we go right here, right click on it, go to new, and this time we are going to go with a blank activity as this is not going to be much fancy. So in here we are going to type in contact us, then simply click finish, and your new activity of contact us should be loaded up by Android Studio. And as you could see, this is our activity right here. Now let's go ahead and design this activity. So the very first thing which we do is that basically we change the background color. So we switch to design, and we actually want the background of this thing to be equal to this, so we simply copy this, return back to the contact us activity, and we select this thing, go to properties, and we look for a property called background, and here it is. So we simply paste this thing, and as you could see, the background color changed. Now the next thing which we need to do is that we need to design a simple contact us form over here. So what we do is that we search for some widgets or text fields and we add them over here. So the first thing which we are going to accept is going to be the name, so we drag it, drop it over here. The next thing which we want is going to be, let's say, his email, the person's email, and after this, let's say we want his phone number, so we drag it and drop it over here. And then let's say finally we add up a button here, and let's say now we want to actually accept like what property he is interested in, so we paste it over here. And once it is done, we are good to go. Now the only thing which we need to add here is going to be a plain button, so again we drag a button and drop it over here. Now in order to format it properly, we are going to do it via the text view. So we go to the text, which is nothing but the XML representation. Now this thing right here is the first edit text, so let's say we change this one and we make it blank, and instead of this we are going to add in a new thing which is called as the hint. So we type Android hint equals enter your name, and let's say we also assign a hint color, so we type Android hint color or text color hint, and let's say this is going to be white, so we type hash ffffff. So as you could see, now it is changed. And also for the layout width, we are going to make it equal to match parent. So once it is done, we are good to go. Now for the second edit text, for the email address, we are going to type in the hint as enter email, so we type Android hint equals enter your email, and make sure that you spell this thing correctly. Okay, now once this is done, we also need to add in the hint color, so we type Android text color hint, assign it a value of white, and also make the width equal to match parent. And the next thing which we do is that we go to the third edit text, which is basically used for accepting the phone number, so we type Android hint equals enter phone number, and let's make the text to white, and also let's correct the spelling, so this should be phone, so enter phone number. And for the Android text color, we type Android text color hint equals hash ffffff, and also for the layout width, match parent. So, and for the final edit text, we make the width equal match parent, and we are basically going to copy this line of code instead of typing it again, so as to save a little bit of time. So let's go ahead, let's go here and just paste it over here, and instead of phone number, here we are going to type in properties interested in. So once we are done with this, we are done with styling the edit text. Now the only thing which we need to do is that we need to style this button a little bit. So let's go ahead and make this width equals match parent, so as to extend it, and also let's go ahead and add a color to this, so we type Android background, and let's say we want to make it black, so 00 00 and 00, and also let's make the text look white, so we type Android text color, and let's say this thing is ffffff, and let's say the text says submit info, and finally we increase the size of this text over here. So we type Android text size is equal to, let's say 30 or let's say 20 sp. So once it is done, we are good to go. Now the only thing which remains is that we also need to add in a text over here which says contact form. So we drag a large text and let's say we drop it right over here, and let's name this thing as contact form, or let's say contact us. So we type contact us, and let's change the text color to white. So again we switch to here, we select this thing and we type in Android text color to be white. So we type Android text color and we assign it a color of white. So we type #FF. So once it is done, we are good to go. So we have successfully designed the contact form. Now one thing which you could do is that actually this is not an online application. Actually this is, but we are not going to study how to actually connect this to online database. And the reason is that you could use multiple technologies to actually connect this thing to a or this thing to an online database. So what you could do is that, so you have a thing which is called as the contactus.java class, and within this class we could write in some PHP scripts and a little bit of JSON to actually pass in the data to a database, so that this data gets stored into a database and the admin of this application could actually have a look at the database or the data which is entered into the database. So for now we are not going to actually do so. So the only thing which we are going to do is that as we have created this activity, we are going to add it to the navigation. So once we go into the navigation, as we want to start this new activity, on clicking or on selecting this option, we go right here and again we create a new intent. So we type intent equals new intent, and this is going to be this comma, and the class and the name of the new class is going to be contactus.class. So we simply specify it, and the only thing which we need to do now is that we need to start this activity. So we type start activity, and to this we pass in the intent which we have just created. So we type in intent over here. So now once we are done with this, we are good to go, and as soon as we select the option of let's say contact us from the navigation drawer, we are going to get this form right here. So that's it for this tutorial, and I hope you guys understood how to basically create this activity and how to add it to your navigation drawer. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.